I do believe that the Israelis in particular really do subscribe to their ideology. They believe in it. They believe in the idea of a supremacist state, and that is perfectly fine with them. I don't know if the average American Jew feels that way. I don't believe that they do. I believe that the average affluent American Jew does believe that, but that's the difference. I believe that this is a class war as much as anything. Now, it does happen that the average, Jewish person in the United States is part of an upper class demographic. So I do think that there is something to be said for why the percentage is at least as high as, 35, 40%, and maybe higher than that. I don't think that there's anything wrong with stating the obvious. I think we've come to a point where you really have to distinguish yourself between Zionism and anti-Zionism, especially if you're a Jew. Like, to me, it is a non-starter. You need to be wiped out of society like a leper. You should be shamed and disassociated from everything. Now, right now, the Zionists have a firm handle on our culture, and they're going to continue to have it for quite some time because of the amount of financial control that they have. But they don't have the numbers. That, more than anything else, I think has to be the message that gets honed in from everybody. Why this is so important, why the numbers are on our side, not on their side. And we're going to get to John Hagee and Ted Cruz later in the evening. But if there is a place that I think is appropriate to start, one thing about the Zionists, much like our federally elected representatives, especially the crooked ones, they don't like to be confronted. They don't want to be bothered. And they see the average person, especially one that is not within their class, as beneath them. So that's why when the Free Palestine movement confronted the Zionazis at Carnegie Hall the other night, there's a reason they all reacted the way that they did. And it wasn't one person. What the video will show you is it was a universal response. Now, what were they at Carnegie Hall for, Jen?
There was an Israeli symphony or Israeli something?
Israeli Philharmonic.
Okay.
It's at Carnegie Hall.
Well, they're probably not welcome in a lot of other countries that they used to go to, but they're safe here. We welcome psychopathic, genocidal lunatics with open arms here. For now we do. Here's what happened the other night.
She just punched my phone. It's on video.
Okay. Oh, call the Palestine police.
Jen, can you describe just this woman right out of the gate? Who she reminds you of anybody in particular?
Well, I mean, she's just to me, she's just very Israeli, obnoxious and Israeli, and also very white. So again, yet another instance of somebody that is not from there acting like they own the place. But so for people who are just listening, this is a phone video from somebody who is attending a protest outside of Carnegie Hall because it is hosting the Israeli Philharmonic. And so this woman came up and right at the beginning of the video, I guess that's when he started recording, hit him or shoved his phone back and got all in his face. And he's just standing there. I'm sure he didn't even say a word to her. And they are so entitled. That is a big difference to me between what I would see as American Jews versus Israeli Jews. There is this, I mean, yeah, I know you'll say there's American Jews that are very entitled too, but it's different. You know, as an American Jew, when I've traveled around and even traveled with other American Jews, it's not like when you see these Israeli families and tourists get kicked out of places because they're just so unbelievably disgusting. Like, you wouldn't notice us traveling as a group. So I think there is like a difference. This woman is very symptomatic of an Israeli.
Well, if I was to take a guess, I would say that she isn't from Israel. She's actually from the North Shore of Long Island. That was the vibe that I got. So
I don't know.
Any which way, she is a walking, talking stereotype of the worst kind of Jewish woman. And believe me when I tell you guys, it gets so much worse from here.
I'm down. Where are you guys waiting in line? Here or here?
Allow him to take a picture. Why?
You have no entitlement of privacy in public, all right?
Open your mouth, your face.
Do me a favor and just leave.
You will gonna tell them to leave.
Yeah.
You're Israeli.
Why is this a silent protest? So is the problem with Israel, Jews, both? What is the problem? You asked that already.
Committing a genocide.
Right. She's like, so what's the problem? What's the problem?
I mean, Jen, are they really this disconnected?
I think so, but let her continue because she gets, because at first I'm like, can she be that obtuse? And yet she continues.
But I haven't got an answer.
Jewish. Go over there, please.
Half of the people here tonight are Jewish.
Do you?
Institution acting on behalf of an illegitimate state. The Israel Philharmonic plays a public role in the official state propaganda campaign titled Brand Israel, which uses the arts to distract from Israel's crimes.
Palestine is free, bitches!
That there she's back. She's got to come back and get all in their faces. See, it's a level of malcontent with themselves and insecurity that gives them this. See, they have no heritage. They have no tie to that land. They have no connection. They have nothing. And they know they have nothing. So this is all they can do. That's why they lash out at the whole world, because they're just they're so vapid.
Well, she did cut off half her nose, so maybe she took off half her brain with it at the same time. You never know. Okay, I have to say, there really is something to be said for how, without hesitation, they will physically hit people, assault people without even thinking about it.
Because they have never had consequences. It's an entire nationality of people that have, we've talked about people that don't get put in their place. This is an entire nation that has not been put in its place. So yes, they're running around like rabid dogs.
What's even more amazing, before we continue, is that just taking the worst offender that we've seen so far, if she was in a situation, just hypothetically, where she did do that in front of a police officer, and that police officer decided to actually do his job and arrest her for assault, that woman would be bawling her fucking eyes out like nobody's business about how I felt threatened. He was going to hurt me. I had to do it. They would never, they're not defiant. That's the thing. They're defiant before anybody actually puts them in their place. But if somebody would have put her in her place, she would crumple like a sack of bricks.
Well, my point is nobody would do that. And if there was a police officer there, I guarantee you they would start shit with the silent protesters. They would be going after the silent protesters. They would be instigating with them. Otherwise, police don't exist. They exist to agitate and oppress and patrol. They don't exist to help us.
Well, the fact of the matter is the police, particularly the NYPD, are there to protect Capitol. And all of those people that are going into that building are worth a lot of capital. That's what it comes down to.
Let this dumb one, because she thinks she's so smart.
I love Israel. What is Israel doing that's so horrible?
So for people who didn't hear, she just asked what Israel's doing that is so horrible. So she literally just said that.
Genocide, ethnic cleansing, apartheid, ethno-supremacy practiced and legislated, more than 77 years of European Zionist theft of Palestinian properties, homes, land, culture, cuisine, and Semitism, denial of the right of return for 6 million stateless Palestinian refugees, a European Zionist settler colonial project, to steal Palestine that officially kicked off nearly 50 years before European Christians' heinous Holocaust of their European Jewish compatriots in Europe, and nearly 50 years before the creation of the UN.
What is a genocide? Let's talk about it.
Israel wanted to commit a genocide. They would have killed everyone there.
Okay, that bitch.
Does anybody want peace?
Can you say, oh, kill it, oh, kill it.
Palestinians hate you. The real Palestinians are against you because you do nothing to help them. But don't worry, the Jews are going nowhere. You are just jealous. The only democracy will be the best.
They're not as pretty as they think they are.
They're not.
Go to Gaza, you'll be murdered. Did you see how they murdered the shark? Go to
You are not from Gaza. You're not from anywhere near the Middle East.
But I love how they tell people go there. We get comments like that sometimes. Why don't you go there if it's so great? It would be great if the Zios left. Had they never been, actually. And yes, I would love to go. I would love to go and spend time with Palestinian families in Palestine. I would love to do that.
Oh, yeah. Well, but keep in mind, the reason they want you to go there is because they hope you get killed. That's
well, that's they think that I would just be because I don't wear a hijab, or that I would just be like arrested or beaten or tortured or killed there, or I would just be raped summarily because I'm just white without a hijab. Like they're so ignorant in that. I'm telling you, it's just crazy to me to even think that way now.
Greta! Fuck your moms! You're so proud of yourself.
How much are they paying you guys? How much? The war's over.
The war's over.
Bring them home! Why are you covering your face, you loser? Loser! Loser! Am Israel Chai in your face!
Okay.
They're so disgusting.
Am Israel Chai in your face!
Your mother should die. Is that what he said?
Yes.
He says your mother should die. Like, these are people that have no ideas other than anger and hate. That's it. Because they have nothing. That's all they do is threaten and be obnoxious. That's it.
There it is. Yisrael Heil. Thank you, the auspicious. That's perfect.
Yeah.
If that doesn't capture it, I don't know what does.
No, don't make them go to Thailand. Thailand's going to They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They're seriously, they're a blight on humanity.
It's not just that. They're so, I mean, listen, I don't mean to, I only observe based on what I see on the inside that is projected on the outside, but these are some really ugly people. Like really ugly.
I can't look at this anymore. Take it down. Just make it go away. They're just so despicable. And it is getting more and more apparent to more and more people. Like, every day around the world, somebody comes into contact with one of these psychos. And that's one more, right. And they're getting welcome in less and less and less places. Like, their little world is going to keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and good. Yeah, I just can't be near them.